up, everybody? Welcome back. It's been a minute. It's actually been like
2 minutes.
At least 3.5 minutes, at least. But we are brushing off the dust off the ring light and the tripod and getting back to what we enjoy doing, and that's just talking random crap. But the random crap that we're going to be talking about today is Mandolorian, and we'll be talking about the first 4 episodes? 5 episodes? 4 episodes. As of Sunday, the 22nd, whatever episode that was that released on Friday, that is what we'll be talking about. So all the new season. We will also be talking about our first thoughts on Assassin's Creed, Valhalla. We've been digging into that, and Jacob can vent his frustrations on Sony in that as well. So we're going to get started with Mando Season 2, and it's already been a ride. I think it's 5 episodes. Out of the 5 episodes, we've only had 1 filler episode. So I'm okay with that. I really thought that this last episode was going to be a filler, which a filler episode is not a lot, moves the story along. It's just there. And thankfully this last one wasn't that. But I will say, if you, let's give our general thoughts on the season, and then we'll kind of go into a spoiler. And once we get done with that, like, I'll give you the spoiler, the spoiler symbol or whatever we're going to call it. So your thoughts on Mandalorian Season 2 so far without any spoilers?
Well, thinking back to the first episode, I feel like they kind of started strong,
Yeah.
I mean, we thought we found another group
Sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you.
I'm sorry, Siri, because I'm not talking to you. Technology has a mind of their own. But
Skynet.
No, continue, my friend.
I just watched Terminator the other day.
I know, it could happen so easily.
But, I feel like they came in, started strong, like you said, only 1 filler episode so far. I feel like I haven't really gotten any bored with it, but I do hate how they have mastered cliffhangers.
Yeah, I will say Mandalorian, even in Season 1, we had a lot of cliffhangers. My favorite one is the one it left on. You see Moff Gideon with the Darksaber, which is the lightsaber of the only Mandalorian Jedi to ever be, and whichever Mandalorian wields Darksaber is the one that can unite the clans and be the ruler of Mandalore. So that plays obviously, they wouldn't have shown it in Season 1 if it was not going to play a significant role in Season 2. But, I mean, we haven't really heard much about that. I will say, like you said, Season 2, Episode 1 came out, ready, punches left and right. We didn't expect. I will say, very happy with how Season 2 has gone. Me and a couple of my friends have been talking about potential theories. One is, and this is not a spoiler because nothing's been really, talked about this or yet, but one of my friends, Derek Diamond, you can check him out at the Derek Diamond Experience, and I have experienced it, and it is exquisite. Derek believes that Baby Yoda is a clone of original Yoda. And I mean, I could see it. I mean, that's definitely a possibility, because they're trying to bring Palpatine back. So I mean, what better way? Because obviously, they would have Palpy's DNA. At some point, he'd been alive for like thousands of years, so I'm sure he had DNA somewhere so that they can replicate it. So I mean, it's definitely not a far off thing. We kind of got a little bit clearer as to what Baby Yoda was used for in this last episode. So I guess this is where we end the non-spoiler discussion. So spoilers are coming. This going to be the new spoiler. Spoiler alert. I'm sure Holly will put a thingy on the screen somewhere where it'll say spoilers. So, season 2, spoiler talk. This last episode dropped. We are seeing that the Empire, New Empire, Broken Empire, whatever they are after the defeat at Endor for a second time, what we're seeing is that Baby Yoda's blood is being used, and I think that what they are doing is trying to create like these super like force sensitive kind of guard type things, because the midichlorians are found in the blood, and obviously with Baby Yoda being whatever race Yoda is, they are very powerful and very in line with the Force. So I do believe that they are trying to make something like that where they're, like I said, very Force sensitive, kind of like the Imperial Guards, the ones that were in red. They had some Force trainings, different things like that. But what's one of the things that you've liked so far with season 2?
I like the part they brought in one of my actors from one of my favorite shows, Raylan Givens, Tim Oliphant. He was in The Office too. He played the Marshal with the Mandalorian armor.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty cool because I wasn't expecting that, So I like him as an actor. He's a pretty good character in a lot of stuff.
That was really cool. His story about how that little town got ransacked and Jawas found him. He traded and got none other than Boba Fett's armor. And obviously Mando is trying to find other Mandalorians to help him in his quest to get Baby Yoda back to where he belongs. So we see what we think is a Mandalorian, but then he takes off his takes off the helmet, and he's like, obviously you're no Mandalorian, where'd you get this armor? I'm going to kill you and take it back. But they become friends fighting a crate dragon, which was super cool, and it was a slight nod to BioWare's, one of my favorite BioWare games, which was Knights of the Old Republic, because in the first one you have to go to Tatooine, you fight a crate dragon, and inside the crate dragon is the crate dragon pearl, which obviously the Sand people, thank you.
The Tusken Raiders.
Right,
Yeah.
They found it, and obviously they're gonna make buku money off of that. So that was really cool. We do see Bo-Katan in some of the later episodes. He does find these New Age Mandalorians, which you watched Rebels, right? So you remember Bo-Katan.
Who is that again?
She was...
Yeah, the Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian
Sabine,
lady.
Not Sabine, no.
Sabine's aunt or something like that?
No, she was the sister of the ruler of Mandalore, like one of the senators or something.
Yeah,
the Clone Wars.
Yeah. So we see her, which... It's funny because she aged 10 times better than Obi-Wan did. Clearly, because Mr. Guinness played Obi-Wan in the older movies. And
well, I was reading somewhere online that her character was really young in Clone Wars, and it had been like, I don't know, like apparently she should be like 40 in this series.
And I mean, Obi should have only been like 50 or 60. And I don't see.
Well, he lived a stressful life.
Right, living in
exile.
Tatooine, yeah, it's kind of rough. But anyway, seeing her come on, she does mention Darksaber because she's trying to find it. She's trying to get to Moff Gideon to be able to get Darksaber. So we're seeing a lot of stuff leading to a lot of different avenues, but all avenues are going back to Moff Gideon. So we're seeing, in a roundabout way, everything is... You cut off the head, which seems to be Moff Gideon. I don't know if there's anybody, a puppeteer behind him, but he does seem like...
Well, I heard him saying something, whenever that one alien this last episode said they put a tracker on Mando's ship.
The Razor Crest.
that she mentioned something about the new regime will pay him well. So I feel like we're gonna end up seeing the First Order here soon, maybe, or maybe in the next season.
That
That would surprise me.
Right, because we do see that the Empire has obviously broken off. So there's a lot of really cool stuff going on. Like I said earlier, you see them, they ran out of Baby Yoda blood, so now they're having to go and obviously try to find him, and they've paid off he's the old guild leader guy that's Mando's friend now. Obviously has a traitor in the midst, the guy that was working on the Razor Crest when he brought it into town. And we kind of see how we're going to see where that takes us from there. So now that we're able to talk spoilers, give me some of your thoughts on season 2 so far.
Well, it's just like I said. I thought it was cool they brought in the actor Timothy Oliphant, I think is his name, and I'm excited to see more Mandalorians and stuff. I'm hoping he'll find his original faction maybe, but I don't feel like it might not go that direction. I don't know, but
right,
obviously he's got to do something with Jango Fett's armor,
Which at the end of that episode we saw somebody who could potentially be
Boba Fett.
Yeah, Boba Fett himself. So I want to see where that goes. Obviously, it's been 3 or 4 episodes since we saw him. So I want to see if maybe next Friday or the Friday after we get, maybe a mention of him and maybe a little bit more detail on Ahsoka. I would like to see her come back because obviously we're seeing a lot of characters from the Clone Wars and we're seeing a lot of characters from Rebels. So I believe at this point, being able to see Ahsoka, I think would be pretty cool. Kind of get some answers and stuff like that to see what's been going on. But season 2 has not been a letdown in any way. Even the filler episode, it wasn't horrible. We did get to meet some people from the New Republic. The 2 X-Wing.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about their characters.
I think
just because they seem like they're coming off as like they're abusing their power, But...
Well, I mean, they ended up helping Mando, and then this last episode we see them again, and they're talking to the lady with the arm tattoo that can never. I'm horrible with name, guys. I'm sorry, but we get to see them talk to her, and he was like, I'm sorry for your loss because he fought in the war as well. So we're seeing that story arc go a little bit.
She's apparently from Alderaan, and for any of y'all that
right,
don't know, Alderaan got blown up,
and they
by the Death Star.
Right. So they fought together. So it's kind of cool to see what's going on there. I'm excited to see where that goes because he obviously left some kind of badge. I don't know if that's a New Republic badge or if that was an Alderanian.
It looked like an alliance symbol.
Like I said, I'm not sure.
Because it's the same thing she has like tattooed right here.
Right.
Like the Rebel Alliance crest.
So
maybe it's his business card.
Maybe. But I'm sure we'll see in later episodes where that takes us. Do you have anything else you want to talk about on Mandalorian Season 2?
Nope.
So we are going to move right along to Assassin's Creed. Let me go ahead and do the unspoiler thing because we're going to talk a little bit about non-spoilery stuff in the first half. I think I just created a word, but that's cool. That's what we do here at Bald and the Bearded. So we're going to get into first half non-spoiler and then kind of go into some spoiler territory. Jacob, what do you think of Assassin's Creed Valhalla so far?
So far I've enjoyed it a lot. I think I'm like level 80 something in it, and
the leveling system's kind of wonky, but
I'm glad it's a little faster though than Odyssey was, because Odyssey it took forever just to level up to be able to do stuff. But so far I like the combat style. It's different than Odyssey. It kind of goes back towards Origins a little bit for play style.
Yeah.
I like the map. I like the river system and everything with the long ships. I think that's pretty cool.
I will say one thing that I do miss, and I got to where it's crazy. I loved it at the beginning. I got to where later in the game I freaking hated it. But now I find myself missing it. I miss the water battles. You can't. I mean, I don't know if you can do that later on in the game or not.
I've gotten into something that's kind of like that, but it's like I got ambushed by bandits on the river. I don't know if that's happened to you.
Yeah,
but it's not really the same.
I like
but it's close as we're gonna get, I think.
Right, and I understand it because you're not in the ocean and different stuff like that. You're in these small rivers and different things. But I've enjoyed the game. I have come across a few glitches, which is, I hate to say, there's no perfect game out there.
Yeah, I have swung an invisible sword a few times.
I've done quests where it's like, hey, follow this person, and this person just sits there, and I've literally left my controller right here on my center console for 20 minutes while I scroll through Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff, waiting for that person to finally start moving, and they never do. So I have to turn the game off, close it, open it back up, and then I'm able to carry on with my mission. So that is a little annoying.
I usually just go back to the last checkpoint or something like that.
Right.
Or go kill myself on the game.
So I've had that, and I feel like some of the wealth stuff is just kind of out there, and I'm a completionist, so I hate it, because instead of continuing with the story, I find I'm within 200 or 300 away from a wealth or one of those mystery things or whatever. I'm gonna go do it, even though it might take me 20 minutes to figure out how to get to that freaking piece of wealth, whether it's armor or whatever. I'm gonna do it. I hate it about myself because I want to just go through the story, but obviously I want better gear and stuff like that, and that's how you get it. You can't just go and buy new gear. You have to find it, which is...
Well, you can go buy new gear from the blacksmith.
Yeah, but I'm talking about not as like you can't go and buy it as frequently as you did in Odyssey and Origins.
Yeah.
So that's, like I said, it's a great game. It's beautiful. I've enjoyed a lot of the scenery, and I'm a huge Norse mythology fan. So being able to, hear them talk about Odin, Loki, and Thor, and Freya, Ragnarok, all that stuff, just it tickles my fancies. Anything else you want to add to the non-spoiler?
Not the non-spoiler, no.
Okay, so we're in I'm gonna make that a thing.
Alright.
It's gonna be a thing, I'm sorry. But so time to talk spoilers about Assassin's Creed, and my shorts keep creeping up, so I'm sorry for all the people that are getting a free show. You're welcome. Jacob, tell me a little bit about what you want to talk about spoiler wise.
So the biggest thing that made me kind of fangirl the most was being able to go to Asgard.
Asgard.
Yeah.
So you got to be Javi,
aka Odin. For those that don't know.
So you are the Allfather in this cocaine-induced dream that you're in. So continue.
I do wish you had like Odin powers. That would be nice.
Yeah, that definitely would be when you're getting your butt beat by a wolf.
Yeah, it took me at least 10 tries to do that.
It took me 4 because I came in just a hair stronger than you did, because obviously my being a completionist and going and doing all those wealths and mystery things gave me a few little extra perks. Question: what are you focusing on? Are you focusing on the wolf stuff, like the wolf gear, the sneak, or the power?
Everything.
See, I'm focusing on one area.
I'm bounced, I've looped around, so I've gone in a circle pretty much.
See, because I don't know if that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Because
pretty much everything's gonna either go towards melee percentage damage or stealth or. or whatever.
So I'm going bottom right, and I've filled that out, and it'll start branching out into other things, and I will go in there.
Like I've reset it just to get all the clouds undone, so I can see what abilities I want.
And I focused on that as well. I like there's some in the sneak, like with the adrenaline and being able to jump off of things and pressing A and rolling instead of amassing a huge crap ton of damage after jumping off something.
Unlike Odyssey, where you could jump off the Empire State Building and not take fall damage.
Right, I miss that so much, and I hope there's somewhere I can unlock it. But I mean, Asgard was super cool when I was able to walk across the Bifrost. That was kind of a big moment for me because it's something cool, and you get to see Tyr and all the gods and everything.
Kind of upset I haven't seen Heimdall yet. Heimdall.
Well, he's supposed to be fighting the Jotuns. So we'll see, because, we've seen just about everybody else that I can think of, that big gods, not like Scotty or anything like that, but like all your major peoples. So being able to do that's really cool. I've enjoyed some of the combat. Like one of the perks that I did pick up is that you press Y and you can pick up a person's weapon off the ground and throw it at somebody. That is probably the most useful thing that I have purchased, and I'm so happy I did, because you're fighting with this guy. He drinks the rage brew or whatever.
The Berserker brew.
Yeah. And it's like you and him fighting like 100 people. That came in handy so many times, because I'd be able to kill like 4 or 5 people, and then you just see me running around in circles spamming Y, and I'm just like throwing weapons, and it's usually, unless it's one of the people with the yellow health bar, it'll kill a normal person on one hit, but it'll do significant damage to one of the people with the yellow health bars.
I'm going to have to look for that ability.
Yes, do it.
Is that a finding ability, or is that through the skill tree?
Through the skill tree.
Okay.
So I was able to get it, and I think I have at least 9 abilities unlocked through finding the books of knowledge or whatever.
Over that, yeah.
Yeah, because I haven't focused on that a whole lot. Cause
if I say where I'm at, I'll go for everything, like
right.
a raid or something.
And one thing that you got to have is the bow one that allows you to shoot the incendiary arrow that explodes.
Oh yeah, I have that.
Because you have to there's a lot of times where you have to go into a cave or something.
There's like a breakable rock.
Yes.
Door or
and
something.
It is annoying.
Because you can't always find those pots that are flammable.
Yep, and you don't always have adrenaline either to be able to use those. Yeah. So I always try to save it. I got it to where I have 2 or 3 bars of adrenaline. So if I'm in a fight, unless it is an emergency, I will keep one adrenaline bar in case I have to break something. But all in all, I have enjoyed Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I have not played in the past couple of days. I had Alabama football Saturday. I had my sister's play that I had to go to, and I enjoyed so much. I love you, Ashlyn. Hope you don't watch this far into the video. No, it was an okay play. It definitely had me confused a lot, and I'm still confused. But anyway, hopefully after the Titans game, which I'm currently missing to do this for you guys, it means I love you, that I'm missing the Ravens probably kicking our butts right now. Anywho, so I'm hoping to get back on that. So, what's one of your coolest moments that you've had in Assassin's Creed?
I haven't really had one that's really caught my eye yet, honestly.
Okay. Mine was right when the Builder came out. I just knew, I'm like, all right, Loki's going to screw me somehow. I just know it, because that's Loki. And then I'm like, I think him and the Builder are in cahoots. I haven't finished the story. They're in cahoots, aren't they? I knew it! I hate Loki. Loki's a turd. But, have you enjoyed the game so far?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I like it. feel like the graphics aren't what they could have been, but I mean, it's
We're also not on the next gen systems.
yeah, but still.
Right, I get it. I mean, I've had some times when it looks amazing, and I've had some times where it's not running the best. But I do have a Gen 1 Xbox.
Wow, his face looks like melted butter.
So, flighting. How good at you are at flighting?
I don't really mess with that. I've done that like one time.
You do. It was worth it to get your charisma skill up.
I just threaten people and it works for me. So
I found myself fairly decent with word
I mean,
play.
I'm good at it, but I just don't want to do it.
I flighted Thor and beat him.
I mean, you're a Viking. You shouldn't have to be worried about flying.
But you're a different type of Viking.
It sounds very flamboyant, and I don't care for it.
I enjoy it. I think it's fun.
Well, it's because you're flamboyant.
Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. But anywho, so we're giving a glowing recommendation to Assassin's Creed Valhalla. If you haven't played it, play it. I am hoping to get a new Xbox if I can ever beat the bots to buying one. And I'm hoping to one day set up streaming, and maybe we'll start streaming that to Facebook.
Yeah, but if your PlayStation locks you out at any point in the next probably week or two or a month or two, don't get your hopes up trying to get a hold of anybody at PlayStation.
So did you just create like a new profile on your PlayStation?
To watch Netflix, yeah. I've been playing on my Xbox. My PlayStation won't even let me in because I can't get anybody on the phone from PlayStation.
And when you're sending off your email, it's still not sending you one back?
So
What is Sony? What are you doing? Like,
they don't care.
like
They're not even taking calls when I call. They won't take my call due to influx of calls, probably about people's broken PlayStation 5s.
So Jacob is having great issues with getting into his PlayStation, which sucks for him because I know he has a crap ton of video games on his PlayStation and not so many on his Xbox. But he is making do. He paid for Valhalla twice just to get this experience.
Yeah, and I have the Ultimate Edition on my PlayStation.
Which is very sad because I'm sure. When you get it fixed, are you going to go and start playing it on your PlayStation?
No.
So that's very unfortunate, my friend. Hopefully PlayStation figures out a way to get you back into your PlayStation. But I do believe, unless you have anything else to add,
That's it
I
for
think
me.
this will be it for the episode of today, which thank you guys for sticking around. I know we have not been very active, but we are hoping to change that. We're hoping to be producing more of these videos. Might not be every week. We might try to do a bi-weekly thing. But we'll just have to, me and Jacob is going to discuss these matters and figure out what's the best course of action. Thanks again, guys, for hanging around. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. This has been Robbie.
Hey, Jacob.
Peace out.